the breathing is easy, the living is good. Out in the great outdoors.
Hey, I'll tell you what, welcome to Larry Smith Outdoors, where we truly believe in having fun and creating lasting memories in the outdoors. Come join our team each and every week as we travel across North America, filming 52 new hunting and fishing shows a year. And remember, it's a great way to be alive. Hey everybody, welcome to our show this week. You know, we're gonna be doing something a little bit different, even though we've filmed quite a few shows here up in the last 4 or 5 years up on the Wolf River. We're actually gonna be going and fishing off ashore. We're gonna start off fishing with John Faulk from the Guillotine. He's got a place right on the river. We're gonna be fishing with him and his kids. The bite's been really good. And then tomorrow night, we're gonna actually go out and fish off of one of the rafts that Kurt Duxbury from Guillotine has on the Wolf River. So we got kind of a mixture here, a little short fishing, a little raft fishing. I just think it's gonna be a good year up here. We've got tremendously high water, which when you have high water, that's what brings these fish out of the lower part of the system, like Winnebago, Butamore, and Poygan. It's gonna be a great run this year. So let's get some bait and head out on the river. Hey, Connor, let's go. The fish are biting. Hey, there's Johnny. Ready to fish. Look at that. Here we go, John. Hey, I'll tell you what, it certainly did not take very long. You got an absolutely awesome spot here, but you can kind of do this anywhere on the Wolf, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Anywhere along, we're on the deep side of the river, so.
Okay.
Anywhere.
Oh, that's a nice fish.
Anywhere along,
Woohoo! I'm on the board.
all these pilings and all this, it all breaks the current. Or on the other side of the current, on the river, you got just straight current.
Yeah.
So you really get a different variance. I think they follow that on these edges, these pilings and stuff.
And that's kind of the key. You know, I got to tell everybody, John, you're kind of cheating a little bit because you've got an underwater camera here going to your house. No, that's kind of nice. So all of a sudden you know when it's time to come down here and do some fishing.
Definitely. There'll be, you'll see waves of fish come through, and then it'll be dead for several hours.
Okay. And you've been seeing sturgeon, suckers, everything coming through. You know, it's a nice 14-inch walleye right here. And, you know, when it comes to eating fish, you know, I like to let anything over 18 go, but these 14 inchers,
that's the best.
No doubt about that. What a great way to start off. And honestly, we've only been here for about 10 minutes. Awesome. Yeah, hey, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Nice. Put them on there. It's tie. We got a tie going here. 1-to-1. Nice deal. Woohoo! Loving it.
Why is Warrior Boats the official boat of Larry Smith Outdoors? When you spend your life on the water, you need a boat that is dependable, reliable, and comfortable. Warrior Boats are the most diverse multi-species fishing platform in the industry. Whether you're a hardcore tournament angler or looking to enjoy weekends relaxing on the water with your family, Warrior Boats have a boat to fit your needs. Warrior Boats create the ultimate fishing experience. To join the Warrior Boats family, go to warriorboatsinc.com to find a dealer near you.
We left the Warrior in the garage tonight. John invited us to come over to his house to fish off his shore. And again, you know, this is a cool part about spring walleye fishing. Most of the time the fish are gonna, as you would say, John, they're probably gonna take the path of least resistance, right?
Yep.
So they're not gonna be way out in the middle of the river unless they're spooked out there and fighting that current.
Yeah, when the water's this high, I mean, there's been times when I've been in a boat and we're fishing in 3-4 feet of water, you know, especially when they start approaching the spawn, you know, next week where the water temperature is going to be rising and the temperature's going to be rising, they'll be, you know, shallow.
Hey, you missed it. I just caught one.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
You were supposed to net it.
Yeah, I was like yelling, where's my netter? Where's the netter? Look at that.
Should we get another one?
I would look at him and give him a weird look too.
Let's go fishing.
But I said I want to be right there.
Oh, you are?
come in waves. I'm gonna grab the net here. Oh, John went up by his daughter right there. Woo! Wow, this is absolute. I'm thinking, you know what? I hope we're gonna get a show tonight, you know, because I have to go back up to the Peshtigo tomorrow and finish up guiding up there. And John said, hey, we've been doing really good almost every night off the dock right here. And, you know, they're not the biggest fish in the world until it gets dark. He says then they've been catching some 18 to 22, 24 inchers, but letting them go. But again, that's a perfect eating fish right there. You know, 14 and a half inches, real thick. Most of these are all males. Again, it's just the Winnebago system. I'll tell you how we're doing it in a couple seconds after I go put this fish on a stringer. All right, let's walk over to the stringer. What? Johnny, this is killer, man.
I gotta get mine back in.
Hey, what are you doing? Not gonna help me with the stringer? I thought you'd have a big milk tank down here. The old-fashioned way, no live well, no milk tank, putting them on a stringer like when I was a kid. I'm telling you, honestly, I'm very excited about this. This is a ball. Hey everybody, I'll kind of explain what we're doing here. Basically what I'm using a glow knuckleball. Right now it really doesn't matter, but in about probably 45 minutes to an hour it's going to be dark here, and I'll keep hitting it with the spotlight. Using a shiner, and I love that knuckleball because basically it's a stand-up jig. When it's in the current like that, every time it hits the bottom, it's gonna look like that. Keep that bait right in front of them fish. It's got a pretty wide gap on the hook there. And just using Meg's custom rod. This is a 6-footer, and I've got some woodstock line with some fluorocarbon on there. And I'm always using some type of super braid just because it cuts that current. And I'm just casting it out there. The key to it would be, John, why don't you tell everybody the key to, you know, when you're jigging in this current?
Yep. So you work your cast out, and what you want to do is once you hit bottom, or let out enough line out till you do hit bottom, and then you want to make sure you're working that so when you're jigging, you're just tapping bottom, and you're just going to keep raising it. And then usually when a fish bites, it's either when you drop it back down, you go to that next jig, there's a thump there already, or that fish is already there. So.
Yeah, and you'll know, you guys, if you have a jig that's too heavy, it's going to be right in front of here. When you pump it, when you cast it and you pump it and it keeps coming forward, it's too heavy. I like to have my jig, you know, anywhere from about, you know, 12 to 20 feet away from where I'm fishing. And if it's too light, obviously you're going to pump it a couple times and you're going to lose bottom contact. You're going to have to let out more line. And finally, you're going to get so much line out there, you're going to get a bow in your line and the current's just going to pull on it. So, you know, that's the key to it. And when I'm lifting, I'm following that jig down every time. When it's hitting the bottom, I can feel it. Hey, I'll tell you, John, this is crazy fishing. You know, I just came back from the Peshtigo, and it's been pretty good up there, but, you know, you're looking for trophy fish. Tonight, we're looking for eating quality fish, and you can't get them much better than that. Wow, that is absolutely awesome. And they're almost like cookie cutters, you know, all these 14 and a half. I wouldn't say they're 15s yet, but again, when you're looking at eating quality fish, this is definitely the ones you want to keep. Let them big females go. You know, John, I've been saying this for a while, but boy, I'll tell you something. You know what? I can't imagine what this system would be like if they put a slot limit on it, where you could just keep one fish over 18 or one over 20. You know, I think it would be a world-class fishery.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I was even thinking about that the other day. Everybody is arguing about, you know, kind of 5 versus 3. You know, what if they even did a spring thing for certain dates where it was 3, a slot limit, and then continued the slot limit through,
right?
And then switch it to 5 after May 1st or something. You know, where you get most of those fish up
and come back,
right? And then you get a chance at it.
You know, I think the biggest thing, everybody, is that, you know, we need to try something different. You know what? You know, the system is good, but it could be absolutely world class. We just need to keep adjusting things, and you know what? If it doesn't work, and then you change it back to something else. All right, there we go. Nice.
Oh man, I'm getting schooled on my own dock.
Right.
Yeah, but see, Larry didn't tell you. I'm using plastic still.
Hey John, I'll tell you what, thanks for inviting us over here. We definitely had a great time tonight. You know, it was a little bit different though. I thought the fish would really bite like crazy once it got dark, but you know, we got here probably 45 minutes before dark, and it was like as soon as we got in the water, game on.
Yeah.
And then once it got dark, it kind of shut them down. We had a couple other bites after that. Do you think it's got something to do with the depth of the water, or is that just what the bite's at right now?
It's, you know, I really don't know. I don't fish long enough into the night usually, but
You don't usually have to, huh?
don't have to. But
Right.
you know, I can come over here in the morning just before, even before sun up, and you can do pretty well, you know, 6 o'clock on.
Okay.
So whether those fish are transitioning out in and out, I don't know, because you wouldn't think migrating up to spawn they would really vary off of a river that's 400 feet.
Hey John, thanks again.
Thank you very much.
You know what, for your hospitality. Hey, let's see what happens next. We're either gonna jump into the boat tomorrow morning, or we're gonna wait tomorrow night and go out on the raft and do a little raft fishing. So we're not done here on the Wolf River. There's more to come. Hey, I'll tell you what, you guys, last night we fished off of John's dock and we got 5 walleyes off there, but as soon as it got dark, that bite really clammed up on us. We're back in the boat this morning. What we're gonna do is we're gonna be anchoring up on some shallows here and kind of working the edge of that current break right away early in the morning. Them fish will be in that 2 to 6 feet of water, and you'll see as the morning progresses how them fish are gonna slide off the break right there. A lot of it's got to do with the light and the pressure coming up and down the river, but today might not be too bad because everything's under slow no wake, 500 feet from any dwelling, so that'll definitely keep the boat traffic down for sure. It should be a good morning. What we're gonna do is anchor up and basically pump jigs. Here we go. I'm going to use a long shank. This is what they call a slow poke jig with the long shank on it, and I like using that instead of a stinger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the mouth of the minnow, go right through the mouth, coming out the gill plate. I'm going to twist the minnow to the side and get that hook placement way back. That's a great part about a hook like that. Slide the minnow right up like that. Perfect. Like I said, the biggest thing about this kind of fishing is you're constantly jigging and don't stop it. Once it hits the bottom, you just pump it back up and follow it back down. And if you do stop it, like I said, a lot of times what they'll do is they'll just swim off because they'll analyze it, you know. So you just don't want them to really, you want them to hit it to figure, you know, to see what it is. All right. You know what? It took about a half hour before we actually had decent fish right there. Nice job. You said that. You said that he was the fisherman. You want to hold that up for the camera?
You betcha.
Right?
Sweet. All right.
Liking that.
Broke the ice.
Broke the ice. All right. Well, keep pumping because they don't just come by themselves. So.
Looks like Bill might be the best fisherman here.
Yeah, I think
So far, Bill is definitely the best fisherman in boat.
What are you gonna do with this thing?
We're going to keep that one.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Yep. That's a perfect fish, about 15 inches. Hey, Bill, why don't you tell everybody what today is?
Today's my first day of retirement.
Congratulations on
yeah.
that. Tell everybody what you did.
I worked for the University of Wisconsin-Madison Babcock Hall Dairy Plant for 29 years. Retired yesterday afternoon. So.
Wow. What are you going to do?
Phenomenal first day of retirement. I get to fish with Larry Smith out here in the Wolf River.
do
This
you?
this is fantastic. I'm
Tell
loving
everybody
it.
what you're going to do with your retirement.
Well, I'm gonna go fishing. That's what I'm gonna do.
What more can you say? Hey, all right. Let's get another minnow on there and get you back fishing. Nope, still there. You want to grab the net?
Just head down.
You want to grab the net, John? I got the net. Right here. I got it. Here. That's a hog. Oh, man. That is a nice fish. That's a nice fish.
Wow. Wow.
That's
the
a
biggest
nice
one
one.
I've seen today. Look at that thing.
You know, that's the cool part about jigging now is that these females are working their way up, you guys. And you can see as the belly on this one, it's probably about 22, 23 inch female. And what I did, you know, the guys below us were just whomping on them, and I went with a little bit lighter jig. And that's definitely made a difference, you know, just going a little bit lighter. Nice job.
That's a nice fish.
Yeah, so that's, at least that's a good eater, right? There you go. Don't mess with Bill because he's barely hooked.
Nice.
All right. Oh, on the stinger too. You dirty dog, you. See, look at that. Bill kept missing him, so we put a stinger hook on him, and that's how he got him. Look at that.
Is that your perfect eater?
That's a perfect eater, 15 incher, male. Oh, that is probably 16 incher. Oh, wait.
Alright. Yeah, maybe it's 16. That's perfect.
See how that goes? That's the way it's supposed to go. Definitely when I come back home, I love to wipe my boat down, and I started using these tub of towels last year, the old tub of towels, and watch the difference that this makes. See? It's fast. Even them hard spots to it to come right off.
Longest boat ride of your life. Since everyone likes to give us grief that the guillotine's too advanced, we're gonna go old school tonight on a walleye raft on the Wolf River. As far as I know, it's the only place in Wisconsin, if not the country, that you can do this. So this is the uprun for walleyes, so we're not looking to be catching spawned out females coming back down. We're actually trying to catch males coming up, and we may catch a female or two also. But we're gonna set cane poles up with a 3-way swivel on here. And the way that this is rigged is the line is double twisted through. So we can adjust the height, how far we want it off the bottom. And then once the weight is tight, this doesn't move. So we're gonna set it just like 14 inches off the bottom tonight. And we're just gonna be using very similar to a Wolf River rig. We'll be clipping this onto the 3-way. We have a couple of beads on here to give it a little bit of color and to keep it off the bottom. And we'll be hooking a minnow through the lips, and then it's just sit and wait. The bite, the water is really clear on the Wolf this year despite it being so high, so the bite has really been first light, last light. But we're gonna get set up early, cook some Leroy meats on the little green egg, and get us some walleyes tonight, so stay tuned. Got the natural born killer with us tonight.
America.
Leroy Meats is going on. We got whiskey, beer, and cheddar bratwurst and whiskey peppercorn bratwurst. I'll never forget the day that they brought them out onto Fox Lake for us, all cooked in those pans. That was one of the coolest ice fishing things ever. And then he caught a pike, grabbed it with his sweatshirt, and went back to work.
Oh, never mind.
That's the Wolf River Bana.
How long are your arms? Oh yeah, trophy.
I think we better let this one go.
Perfectly done brats out on the Wolf River. Now if those guys could just hook some fish, if I didn't have to clean up after them all the time, I would be able to fish and I could show them how to do it. But kids only have one way to learn, and that's practice. Delivered from Leroy Meats.
Oh my lord. That's an actual cigar.
I'm embarrassed. This is a Wolf River Monarch. Beautiful fish here.
One day, it'll be just a tanker.
We always release the spawners.
Oh no, I can't.
Got him. Got one, boys. There we go. That's not a terrible one.
Oh, that's a little upgrade.
Good thing we had the cameraman with us to tell us that the cane pole was bouncing. It's like your just common Wolf River smaller male walleye. And about 2 weeks from now, after the spawn's done, they'll be coming down by the hundreds, and you'll be able to catch a lot of these. But just cane poling here tonight. Caught a few small fish. The water's dropping fast. I don't know if that's why it's not as good as it has been, but we're getting a few. And cane pole right here.
Hey, I hope everybody enjoyed this week's show. You know, the Wolf River has always been one of my favorite places to fish. Growing up as a kid, fishing it with my dad and friends, we've always really enjoyed the Wolf River. You know, and this week we got to fish off the docks, we got to fish in the Warrior, and then out on the rafts. Hopefully we can kind of show you guys the different ways to fish the system. Hey, you know, it's always fun. We appreciate everybody watching our show, and we have a ball doing this show for sure. And we want to definitely thank this week all the welders in this country keeping things moving. And just remember, like I always say, it's a great day to be alive.
Mike's Country Meats. The finest jerky on the planet. This one will make your burn when you're done eating it.
Oh no.
That was so, we would have let her go anyways. That was a big female, 24-incher.
Oh, this is great. Yeah, this is gonna hit.
Oh, there you go. Got too cocky.
You got too cocky.
I own this with all these millennials, so I gotta clean up after them all the time. Oh, sorry. Hunter, I didn't know you were sitting there.